With so many podcasts out there, shows can get lost in the shuffle. That's why we implore you to check out Too Many Captains. You can find us at amoviepodcast.com.
5 unique takes on Hollywood movies and culture. Find us on Twitter at It's a Film Podcast.
Check our intellectual deep dives into theatrical films. Find us on Instagram at Too Many Captains Productions.
Unique takes on soundtracks. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Too Many Captains Productions.
Find us at amoviepodcast.com on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play. And now, here comes a new episode of Collateral Cinema.
It's that time once again on the Director's Cut, ladies and gentlemen. It's movie recommendation time. As Ash and I give you 3 each of our movie recommendations. So stick around. The show starts right now. Welcome to Collateral Cinema Director's Cut. I'm Bo Maddox.
And I'm Ashley Chancellor.
And we are podcasting straight from somewhere in South Texas. And yes, we are a 420 friendly podcast. So whatever you have, smoke it if you've got it. We're just going to kind of give you a little bit of a chill episode this time around. We decided we don't really have much planned in the middle of our episode cycle and everything, you know. I mean, we just did Clueless not too long ago, and we're about to do Silent Hill here by the end of the month, so screw it. Let's give some movie recommendations, right?
It's been a while since we've done this, and I think parts 1 and 2 were just you and Robert, so I'm actually joining on this time, and you and I are going to get into it. I'm actually excited because I've been doing, for instance, the video game recommendations on Collateral Gaming bonus round as well. And I know that's been a lot of fun. And I've just been kind of thinking about that experience from the perspective of the world of cinema. Just kind of getting a chance to talk about some movies that we don't necessarily have planned in our schedule, but deserve a mention.
Absolutely. And I mean, usually we kind of have a theme with our seasons. Here in the recommendations episodes, not so much. Like it's really just kind of stuff that we've been watching recently, you know, and that we kind of want to just bring to the forefront and kind of just want to tell you, hey, these are some fun movies. Check them out.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess we'll go ahead and just get straight into it. Ash, you can go ahead and start it off. Like, this isn't in any type of actual ranking order or anything. These are just recommendations. You can check them out if you want. We'll list information on each and every one of them in the show notes and everything. So, yeah, Ash, what's your first recommendation?
So I'm going to go with Kung Fu Hustle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I just watched this again last night, in fact, because I knew I wanted to talk about it. And, the first time I watched this movie was a few years ago. I was over in Pennsylvania. My uncle Brian actually showed us this movie, me and my siblings. I say a few years ago, but I was practically a kid back then. This was a while back.
I see.
Yeah, and we watched this, and I was just so blown away by it. I guess I hadn't really seen anything this sillily done on live action, but it's very much just like if an anime were in live action, but it's Chinese.
Yeah, I mean, my main memory of this movie was the first time that I watched it. It was over at my buddy, I think his name was Bryson's house, and he had this movie. It just came out on DVD, and this was in about the mid-2000s and everything. And yeah, we just we drank a bunch of beer, and we sat down and we watched this movie. Now, I'm going to admit I haven't seen it in a while. I mean, every now and again I see it at like DVD Exchange or whatever, and I'm just like, well, maybe I might grab that sometime. But
It's honestly a work of art, man.
because it is. Yeah,
I love
agree.
how you have these just like these goofy cartoon sounds juxtaposed over classical Chinese music. And you know what's funny is I think this actually won several awards. Like people just unanimously agree that this is fucking awesome, which is awesome. My mom walked in halfway through this movie, and she was just bewildered as to what I was watching.
Exactly.
No, without the context, and I told her no, like this is cinema right here, like, and I love how like the plot even doesn't really. The plot changes so many times. It's like there's major revisions in who's actually the protagonist and who's the antagonist at points. It's sometimes hard to follow.
It's kind of interesting. You can say that there's maybe a little bit of a modern equivalent to that in the recent Everything Everywhere All at Once movie, maybe.
That's
a little
what
bit.
I've heard.
I've heard that it's kind of kind of has a little bit of that vibe. You know, it has that humorous undercurrent to it. I mean, I remember my favorite scene in that movie is when there's those three old men and they fight the dudes with the Asian. I forget what they call those instruments. I forget what they call
that one
them.
dude has the fucking bangles.
Yeah, he has the bangles. There's one dude with bangles.
and he's the tailor, I believe.
Yeah.
And then there's the dude who uses the spear.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's the coolie.
Yeah, man. It's like that was really, really awesome. Like that's actually one of my favorite scenes from that movie. Like straight up.
Yeah, and what's funny is they all get dispatched too.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they're all built up to be these badass elder warriors and whatnot. But I mean, yeah, they end up losing.
I guess that's kind of a spoiler, but I don't know. You can watch this whole movie.
How old is this fucking movie? I mean, there's certain movies where we just shouldn't worry about spoilers.
2004.
You know?
Well, I'm just saying as a film recommendation, I guess.
I mean, in my recommendation, I'll just tell you The Chosen One wins. So, I mean, that's all I'll say. No, my recommendation is kind of, I guess we could piggyback off of Kung Fu Hustle here.
Yep.
And that is Kung Pao Enter the Fist. I saw this movie in the theaters. I don't think when it came out, I think it was at the Dollar Theater. But, man, what an experience this movie was. I think it's kind of a little bit of an overlooked movie when it comes to like parody movies.
Yeah, I mean, it's that movie you used to see like in like the Great Value DVDs or something, right?
Yeah, usually in the $5 bin or whatever.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what's funny about it. And so like I'd always seen the cover, but I'd never watched it. But after having watched it with you, I think that's why I ended up picking Kung Fu Hustle on my list.
Yeah,
was that kind of inspired it? Because you're right. I mean, it's just as goofy. I love how the movie is actually is comprised of this archival footage from another fucking Asian movie. Was it a Chinese movie?
I believe it was. Yes. I mean, it was kind of like one of those Shaw Brothers style movies, more or less. I don't think it was a Shaw Brothers movie, but yeah, that's exactly what they did here. They superimposed the main actor onto the main character of this one movie, and they just they just redid all the dialogue. And
they redid all the dialogue, and then even the scenes with fucking Steve Odekirk, they actually intentionally make it look like it's bad overdubbing over.
Yeah,
just to maintain the consistency.
What happened is when they were recording those particular scenes, like he was literally just completely going off of a gibberish script. I mean, he was talking serious, just gibberish.
Okay, so the original film is Tiger and Crane Fists, which is a Hong Kong film.
Yeah, Hong Kong.
So to be specific, not a Chinese film, a Hong Kong film. But yeah, if there's any like Chinese bastards listening, Hong Kong is not part of China.
No, it's not. Absolutely, it is not.
Yeah. Anyway, And any fascist bastards listening
Oh yeah.
already. But yeah, no, I love how they use that fucking gimmick throughout the movie. I thought that was really fun.
And it's such a dumb quotable movie. So many weird idiosyncrasies to it. Like, for instance, the characters of Betty and his girlfriend, I forget her name in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it's like, everybody still to this day does the wee. It's like that. That's like just central to her character and everything. It's
Ling.
Ling. That's what's her name. Ling, and she's insane. They make her into this just wild woman who's just like throwing herself at the chosen one.
But no, I don't want to be seen as too easy.
And it's so obviously just Steve Odekirk just doing his best female voice. It's so ridiculous. And then of course there's the character Betty, who is at first Master Payne, but then he's just like, from this day forward, you will call me Betty.
To be fair, from that point, everybody calls him Betty.
They do.
It's pretty progressive for
they actually respect him. They don't dead name him.
2002.
Yeah. In 2002, they actually had the concept of not dead naming somebody who transitions to a different name. You know, yeah.
What's funny is, he's not
like,
trans. He's just. It's a new name.
It's just a new name for him. Yeah.
In fact, he gets angry whenever people suggest it's a female name.
Like, no, it is not.
And then, I love how the protagonist is just named the Chosen One. Like, he doesn't have Steve Odekirk doesn't have a name. He's just the Chosen One.
He's the Chosen One. Like, and there's that one scene where they're aping the Lion King, and the Mufasa character is just all like, calls him Chosimba. There's so many great scenes in this movie. Like, just the opening itself is hilarious.
Yeah, where he's just a baby, he's kicking their ass, and then like the baby's rolling down the hill. The girl's like, "Oh, so cute,
so cute," and then
just like, drops.
Bye. Oh God!
And what the fuck was going on with Tongi?
Oh, see, there's a little thing about that. Steve Odekirk, I believe, is the guy that made the. You know those movies where they had like the face on the thumbs? It was like Franken-Thumb, or like they had Star Wars Thumb, like Thumb Wars or something, and it was like a Star Wars parody, and it was all thumbs.
Okay.
He was the one who did that, and he kind of transferred the concept, like the little face on Tongi is pretty much the same face that you would find on the Thumb Wars characters. So. Like,
nice.
it was kind of like a little visual cue to his previous series.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. Except, I guess they just maybe had some type of issues with like maybe the license for the thumb properties and everything, so they just transferred it to the tongue. Maybe. I'm speculating, of course, but
right.
Yeah, but there's so much good stuff, and of course, there's the master. Master Ping, he is amazing.
Oh yeah,
Master Ping. He starts rubbing that dude's fucking wound. It's like, oh, this is good for both of us. Oh. It's like, oh my God, dude, really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, it was hilarious as fuck.
It really was. And just the way that the fighting scenes were kind of choreographed with Odekirk and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's like, he's just doing all this really over-exaggerated kind of, pseudo kung fu.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets ridiculous, man. The fight with the cow. Oh, my God.
The cow, yes.
Man, the fucking fight with the cow. And then there's the girl with one boob.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, she is amazing. Whoa. It's just whoa.
She's actually one of the only actors that's not from the original film that they're using archival footage from.
Yeah, seriously, the only other one, except for maybe some of the other fighters in certain scenes.
Yeah.
Like for instance, the three guys that wail on him with fucking bow staffs.
Right.
Oh man, it's like should we pile on him and maybe he'll throw us off? It's like they're trying to figure that shit out.
Yeah, and so Odenkirk actually redubbed all of the original voices. She's the exception. That's what it is. She's the exception. She's the only character who was voiced by her actress. And so like, and what's funny is both she and Odenkirk spoke nonsensical lines. And
No, exactly.
So that they could redub over it.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's what I said earlier. They were speaking gibberish lines to, you know, kind of get that overdub
Right.
effect. Yeah. It's like that's what makes it kind of it's an innovative movie in its own right. I mean, has it aged well? No, not at all. I mean, the CGI on the cow is terrible. But I mean, it was never meant to be good in that sense. It was meant to be funny.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
And it really actually excels there. So, yeah, I highly recommend watching this movie as just a fun, silly movie to when you're just hanging out with multiple people.
For sure.
And Wimplo.
Wimplo.
Yeah, they.
Oh, that's right, Wimplo.
Like,
they taught him wrong on purpose.
We trained him wrong on purpose, just as a goof. Stupid. But yeah. All right, moving on. Ash, what's your next recommendation?
Okay, so the next on my list is going to be Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy.
Woo!
Okay.
Anger, loud noises.
Loud noises. I love Carpet.
Oh, he's great.
I love Lamp.
Oh.
Man.
Man, Steve Carell is great there.
Fucking Steve Carell and Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd, yeah.
Will Ferrell is Will Ferrell, to be honest. But yeah, this movie made me laugh so many times, and it was mainly Steve Carell.
Oh, definitely, man. I mean, it's some of the memes that came from this, you know, like that escalated quickly.
Yes, yeah, that had became a whole meme.
It did, yeah. It's like I wish the people used it more, honestly, because there's a lot of shit that's escalated quickly lately. Needless to say. So,
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
And like, by the way, yeah, and what that line is, the scene that line is in reference to, the fight scene.
Oh, that is so classic.
Yeah,
Such
and
a
so fucking Ben
classic
Stiller, Owen Wilson's brother, was it Luke Wilson, I think? Yeah, Luke Wilson, yeah. Yeah, just a whole bunch of actors making cameos there, and all showing up from different news stations. Vince Vaughn, of course, is the rival throughout the movie.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn is great in that his role there. It's just so random that they just show up out of nowhere. It's such a non sequitur. It has nothing to do with anything else.
No, it's so weird. It just happens. Also, Jack Black makes a cameo later as a biker.
That's right.
And he punts the dog off the bridge. I was like, oh, Baxter. I remember the first time I watched that, I audibly gasped.
Oh, man.
And this time I did it again, and then I remembered, oh, wait. Because I watched this again last night, I think, too. And I said, oh, wait, no, the dog comes back. That's right. But
and what about Ron Burgundy's jazz flute solo?
Oh, man.
Classic moment right there.
Yes. And I love how when they bang, they have this whole just like this whole sequence.
Oh, that's right.
Kind of reminds me of like the drug sequence in 21 Jump Street and 22 Jump Street.
Oh, man. Talk about another two movies that need recommendation.
Oh,
shit.
honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions right there.
21 and 22 Jump Street, right? With Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill. Anyway, yeah, no, that sequence kind of reminds me of that. I love how they just kind of do interpretive skit of it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff, honestly.
Yeah, but by the way, the fight scene, I see, part of me almost wanted to do Anchorman 2 just because they up it. They managed to up the stakes in the second one.
I don't particularly think Anchorman 2 is that great.
Yeah, but the fight scene
was pretty over the top, but it wasn't nearly as good as the original.
But the film overall, the first one's better, I think.
Steve Carell just pulling a grenade out of nowhere.
Yeah. And
Perfect.
they're like,
and
Brick,
then they lampshade it later on.
yeah, Brick, did you have a grenade? Or Brick, didn't you kill a guy?
Yeah, I had a grenade. It's like,
And he impales a dude through it with a pitchfork too.
oh my God.
Yeah.
I love it. Just out of nowhere. I love that they just pull all their weapons out of hammer space. It's primo.
Also, the fact that what's her face? Christina Applegate is just fucking head over heels with Will Ferrell, despite the way that he approached her and everything. She's just like, she's into him.
Well, of course. I mean, in a movie like this, that's just kind of required.
Right. That's just kind of how it goes, because there's no other fucking way that the character as he's portrayed, not to say anything about Will Ferrell specifically. I'm sure he's a wonderful person, and I think he's attractive in a goofy old man kind of way.
Yeah.
Anyway, but like, yeah, the character as he's portrayed, there's no way that a girl like her would find him attractive other than that's just her kink or something.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
He's also an asshole to her.
Oh, totally. Like all the way through. Like, I mean, yeah, maybe in some ways that kind of makes him a little endearing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, not that that's a good thing.
Yeah, in a sense. I mean, he's kind of endearing, and just like the whole, like, the boys.
Yeah.
Their whole dynamic. It's cute. Again, Paul Rudd is a lot of fun. He's wearing the Sex Panther.
Yeah. Oh my God.
He's the ladies' man. Which is funny because, like, there's a scene where he's got, like, his arm wrapped around two ladies, so he is the ladies' man.
He absolutely is.
But yeah, what's your second pick, Bo?
Well, before that, we got to bring up David Koechner.
Okay.
Of course. He's the sportscaster, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the sportscaster. He is absolutely really, really funny in Anchorman as well. But my next recommendation. Oh no! What happened?
Champ. David Koechner.
My next recommendation is pretty much any Andy Sidaris movie.
Yeah.
Any Andy Sidaris movie. I mean, seriously, Andy Sidaris. He was this director back in the late 80s and early 90s that just made basically these movies that were kind of this intersection between like softcore erotic movies and cheesy 80s action exploitation. And his movies are so wonderfully cheesy. Like, I mean, if you're into just seeing a lot of nudity, there's lots of that in these movies. And it's that specific kind of like Skinamax, softcore, where they just literally just kind of make out. They get partially naked and make out. That's pretty much what it is.
That's all it is.
That's
right?
all it is. But that's that particular flavor of softcore eroticism from that particular era. But it's just put into these admittedly kind of well done action movies that, I mean, they almost always involve some type of MacGuffin. There's like some kind of badass villain that they fight against.
What's the one that you've got at your house? Girls, Guns, and G-Strings?
Girls, Guns, and G-Strings. There's 12 of them. And our example of it is going to be Hard Ticket to Hawaii, which is, I mean, it's literally just got, literally just beautiful people blowing shit up. There's always some type of RC like boat or car or helicopter, and it's made to be like this advanced technology, like this advanced like counterintelligence. And there's like this weird clandestine group, I guess. I guess there's some type of law enforcement agency, but they operate inexplicably out of a fucking radio station in Hawaii.
Right.
It's like, what is this organization? And it's like, why are they required to always be in bikinis and naked and shit? It's like a requirement for these people. I don't know.
Oh, well, it's fantasy JRPG logic.
Pretty much.
Or just fantasy RPG logic in general.
It's like, what if this was just all chapters of an RPG? It's like, I can believe that. And it also has Julie Strain, the cult goddess herself. May she rest in peace. You know, it's like Julie Strain was a mainstay in movies like this. You know, like just really kind of trashy B movies. She was a regular on like Full Moon Features. Like Die Delta Die is actually a really, really fun movie that she plays the headmistress of the sorority there. And it's like, I mean, she's in a lot of these movies, and you know, she brings her particular style of acting and whatnot.
I don't know. She's no Bo Derek, bro.
Oh, God damn it. You realize that we're going to have to do Ghost Can't Do It again, right? You realize this, right?
Okay, but you realize that's not a film recommendation, right?
No, it's not a film recommendation, but that's going to happen here soon.
That is going to happen, right?
Because, I mean, I believe our live stream of it might be lost media, so I don't know.
Maybe we should just do a commentary on it.
Oh, God. I dread that. I dread that so much. But anyway, yeah, Andy Sidaris movies. I mean, there's always like so many guns, man. Like, I mean, if you're a gun person in any way, that's like you're gonna have a blast, kind of looking at all the dumb shit that they do with these guns. Like,
yeah, I know you did.
Oh man, there's this one guy that he has one of those like Clint Eastwood guns, a straight up like 44 Magnum big ass fucking revolver. And I swear to God, he can't fucking shoot this thing worth a damn. But then he gives it to his female companion, and she just like expertly shoots it like with no, like it's nothing. And it's like I think that shows up in a few movies. Like you actually see some of these guns kind of being recycled throughout all these 12 movies.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. And it has all kinds of different locales, you know, like there's a movie that actually takes place in San Antonio, Texas. There's a movie that some of the movies that take place in Arizona. Most of them, like Hard Ticket to Hawaii, are in Hawaii mainly.
At least it's actually filmed on location. That's cool.
It's all filmed on location, like 100%.
That's the way to do it. That's the only way to do it.
Seriously.
Andy Sidaris was a visionary. All right?
A true visionary.
I don't know. Is he still alive? Or
I am not sure.
No, he died in 2007. Okay.
Oh, God damn it. We won't get any more of his great, trashy sexploitation, action exploitation movies.
No, his last movie was 98, so.
Well, he kind of faltered off there a little bit, but may he rest in peace, and you know, bless him for these movies. These movies are just pure enjoyment for me.
Yeah, I
so
agree.
much. It's so much just dumb, stupid fun.
It's excellent background noise too, honestly. Like you just want to have something on when you're high and or drunk.
It's perfect background noise, and the fact of the matter is that you can pretty much watch all these movies in succession, and it just seamlessly flows because they're all the same fucking movie,
right?
Essentially. It's like, I swear to you, it's like we were just sitting there kind of doing our own thing, and then we'd just be like, oh, boobs.
Boobs.
It's like, yeah, there's boobs. There's boobs there now.
Don't care, saw titties. Oh, man, and they got those nice late 80s, early 90s boobs.
A lot of them very fake. Lots of silicone here, but very nice looking silicone.
But there's the shape that you just don't see in tits anymore. It's exotic.
I guess you could say that.
Yeah, I'm into it.
It's like boobs were different in the 80s and the 70s.
They were different. I mean, yeah, call me the kid in Brainscan.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, what's your next movie recommendation, Nash?
Okay, so I'm going to go with the 2002 Count of Monte Cristo. It has been a while since I've watched it. But I remember what was crazy about this movie is I'd seen it years ago, and I thought it was all cool. And then I saw it years again later. My English teacher in high school, I think I was in 10th or 11th grade. She, I think 10th grade, yeah. Mrs. Fessel, she was fucking awesome. Anyway, we watched this movie, and what was funny was everybody in the class, this is AP English, mind you, everybody in the class was enthralled by it. They fucking loved it. We couldn't wait to watch. Like every day we'd get into whatever period of the day it was, like fifth period or whatever the fuck it was. And we were just ready to watch Count of Monte Cristo. Everybody wanted to see what would happen next because it's such an awesome fucking story of revenge and like adventure. It's fucking awesome. Like this dude gets everything taken from him, right? His best friend betrays him, leaves him for dead. He leaves him to rot in prison, right? And then he meets fucking Richard Harris, so Albus Dumbledore from Chamber of Secrets and Philosopher's Stone, right?
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, the original Dumbledore, right? Richard Harris shows him how to fucking fight, how to and he escapes. He finds these pirates, he sails with them for a while, and then he comes back, reinvents himself, grows a goatee. Nobody recognizes him because it's been at least 10, 20 years, I think, if I recall. It was a while. And he grew, and then plus the goatee and everything. Apparently, and he looks different, mind you. Probably built himself up a little bit, jacked up a little bit, right? From the time adventuring and bulking himself in prison. Anyway, he comes back and he gets revenge on everybody, including the best friend that betrayed him. And so slowly makes these elaborate plans. Like he comes into some money, right? He comes into a fortune. That's why he's the Count of Monte Cristo. Monte Cristo is just the island where he found the treasure, right? So he calls himself that, and he's this enigmatic figure that slowly builds his way up. And then right before he kills everybody, like on his shit list, he reveals his identity. And so it's that aha moment, and then it comes to the head at the very end where he duels the best friend. And I'll let you guys watch it to find out what happens. Like, does he kill the best friend, or is there a lesson here about revenge to be learned? You got to finish the movie and watch it, but it is fucking amazing.
I know exactly why you were enthralled by it. It's because all of that, I know that it's based off a literary classic, but let's face it, if that came out today, it would probably be a manga, and that just sounds like the plot to like a really crazy isekai fucking anime. That's what that sounds like to me.
I think there is a Count of Monte Cristo
yes,
anime, is there?
Gankutsuo. Yes, and it's actually considered one of the better animes of the 2000s.
What's funny is I haven't read the book. Like, we didn't do the book in AP English. We watched the movie. We also watched the Beowulf movie, which my English teacher would tell you was a popcorn movie. But, it's nowhere accurate to the book, which I have read. But no, this was actually genuinely like a well-directed, well-written movie. I've heard some people say that it's actually better than the book.
I can see that.
It's the rare exception of that, but I haven't read the book, so I can't say.
Yeah. I haven't really read it either.
So, it's got Jim Caviezel, so...
Jim Caviezel, Jesus himself.
Jesus Christ himself, bro.
Jesus Christ himself. Oh, man, when are we going to do The Passion of the Christ?
We have to.
I want to talk about how, it's a Mel Gibson movie, and...
Yeah.
I feel like he had his reason. I feel like he had his reasons for making the movie the way he did.
Also, you know who else is in this? Okay, Guy Pearce is the villain, the best friend, right?
Yeah.
Luis Guzman. So
fucking Gomez
Mr.
Adams.
Gomez Adams
Gomez
himself.
Adams himself. Yep.
Okay, I mentioned Richard Harris already. Henry Cavill is in this.
Nice. Hell yeah.
As Albert Mondego. Is he related to Fernand? It's been a while since I've seen the movie. No, now I gotta look and see. I guess he's the son. That's right. He's the son.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the son. Okay, so that's really interesting. So, okay, I'm not going to reveal anything more about that too, because there's a really cool plot twist with that one as well. But there's a son, right? He's the best friend's son, and the best friend took his girl, right?
Right.
And he married his girl. So not only did he like leave him to rot in prison, but he took his girl and he married her and had a kid with her.
Damn, that's some cuckoldry.
Yeah.
See, I'm telling you, this is total weeb shit. This would totally be weeb shit if it came out.
So Henry Cavill, but he's not a kid. Let's see. This was in 2002, and Henry Cavill was born in 83.
Wow, Henry Cavill, really? I'm a year older than Henry Cavill? That's crazy.
Yeah.
What?
Damn.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
Yeah.
God damn, what am I doing with my fucking life? God damn it. When I find that's what I say to myself when I find out shit like that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's some shit right there.
Well, here's another thing. Brad Jones, the cinema snob, he's literally just a year older than me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would have made Cavill 19 at the time, I guess.
19 years old at the time of this movie.
Yeah.
Wow. No kidding.
Yeah. So he's a teenager, young adult. Like I guess he's a young adult in the film. Again, it's been a little while, but I just remembered, just being so enthralled by it. I didn't realize that was Henry Cavill though. That's fucking cool as hell, actually.
That really is.
I'm gonna recommend this to myself. I'm probably gonna watch this like right after.
Yeah, no kidding. But anyway, my final recommendation, I guess we're getting into the final ones, right?
Yeah, that was my last one.
That was your last one? Okay, yeah, this is my final recommendation. It's kind of another movie that I feel is really, really overlooked by its respective community. And of course, that's the horror community.
I mentioned it earlier.
You mentioned it earlier.
It could have been a perfect segue if it wasn't my turn.
honestly, it would have. Yeah, thank you, Ash. But yeah, it's Brainscan, a movie that is quite surprising in many ways. You know, when I first saw it, I saw it on video tape a long time ago, and it's like it's one of the first it's one of the first real like gaming influenced horror movies that came out.
Yeah,
because it is about a seemingly supernatural computer game. By the way, Eddie Furlong in this movie is totally PC Master Race, like 100% here.
Oh yeah, dude, that dude's got a sweet setup.
He's got a crazy 90s setup. I mean, I love the set design in his room, man. It's like that's such a room that I wanted when I was a kid, but my mom would never let me have that. Master, like he had Igor, he had like Master.
Yeah. Was that a thing at the time where like you put a game disc in and then you had to like phone the game?
I really don't remember. I don't think so.
I know there were these like satellite games back in the day.
Yeah, like
the BS stuff.
The BS stuff, and also Sega had a satellite gaming channel for a while.
BS Zelda, BS Fire Emblem.
Yeah. I don't really remember if that was a thing.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what was going on with that.
Hell, even the particular type of physical media that he was using, I mean, I guess it was CD-ROM, but it was like he had a very interesting drive to it. You know, I guess it had a case. You had to put the case in and then insert it into the computer drive or something like that. Something that I'd never seen before. You know, and I remember a lot of the 90s computers.
Yeah.
From back in the day. But yeah, he plays this fucking crazy-ass game called Brainscan, which is just... It's one of those games that kind of was a commentary... They were making a commentary on the Attitude era of gaming, you know?
Tude.
Yeah, when gaming had Tude, you know, it was also starting to get really, like, more adult and bloody, like... it started to kind of, you know, appear... At least in this movie's view... It's at least, you know, like it's kind of sadistic or whatever. Which,
yeah, right. Because he plays the role of a serial killer, right? Like,
yeah,
like that's the game that after they scan his brain, and then that's like the first disc is him playing the serial killer, and then you know he actually was the serial killer and he really did it. But like I was kind of disconnected before then. I was like, wait, I wouldn't want to just play a game that was that realistic where I felt like I really was this. I mean, like take your pick. You know, you can play as the serial killer or do VR, but don't do both.
Oh no! I mean, seriously. I mean, I'm not even sure what the mechanism is for this game to actually work the way it does. I mean, I don't really remember if it actually goes into the technology there.
You know what's funny is they did a Black Mirror episode on this exact same concept.
Oh yeah, I believe that.
Right down to the twist at the end.
Yeah.
But, you know, they kind of go full Inception with it and you know, make you guess.
Yeah. It wasn't Bandersnatch, was it?
No, not Bandersnatch.
No.
No. This was a Black Mirror about an act. Well, Bandersnatch was also about a video game, but no, this one was about a video game. But it was the same thing. It was like, it's like simulated. He just like plugs a chip in his brain or something, and he imagines this thing. But then he wakes up. But then, like that's a game too. That's still in the simulation, and then they just get shorter and shorter.
Yeah. But in this game, Edward Furlong, he goes for a little bit of a ride, and Frank Langella, he plays Trickster, the main villain of I guess he's a villain here, and he's meant to be like the face of this video game, and he kind of comes in and out of existence. He can phase in and out. Or whatever, which, actually, when you really think about it, makes sense when you come across the ending, which we're not really going to get into here, but I like his character, honestly. It's kind of almost like Heath Ledger's Joker before Heath Ledger's Joker a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. And I also like the look.
That's what Jared Leto wishes he was, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's what Jared Leto wishes his Joker was. Yeah, that's right, Leto. You can't even approximate a Frank Langella. Like you just can't, dude.
You know what's funny? It was apparently, all right. So this is what the director John Flynn said. The main interest for me was the Trickster character, a cadaverous Alice Cooper-like entity who materializes from a CD-ROM computer game. Ed. The Trickster was the core of the movie and what attracted me to the script. We found this stage actor to play the Trickster, and he was extraordinary. Eddie Furlong was a 15-year-old kid who couldn't act. You had to slap him awake every morning. I don't want to get into knocking people, but I was not a big Eddie Furlong fan.
that kind of tracks for Furlong at that time. I don't.
Frank Langella is the detective, though. T. Ryder Smith is the Trickster.
T. Ryder Smith, yeah. God damn it, my shit's all backwards. Yeah, T. Ryder Smith, Frank Langella, yeah, he was good as the cop character. Yeah. Good correction there, but yeah, T. Ryder Smith, he is just fucking creepy. Just creepy in his look, even.
Yeah. No, I actually, he's a fun character. And what's interesting, well, okay, yeah, I'm not going to get fully into it. But
I kind of wish that he would get a little more love from the horror community. He could have had a sequel, honestly. It kind of hinted at that near the end of the movie a little bit.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh shit. It's like Eddie Furlong pulled a troll move. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
Total troll move. It's like, yeah, that's what I would do with this game. That's exactly what I would do with it.
Well, if you think about it, though, it's like they have all this data on him. It's like an individual who would make those decisions, even under that context. I don't know.
Yeah. That raises some questions.
It does raise some questions, doesn't it?
A few.
But yeah, as mentioned earlier, the character who's a misfit from the beginning, but he actually spies on the girl next door.
Yeah,
but she takes pictures of him too.
It's like, is that how we're going to get around this creepiness?
But what's funny is we called it in the beginning because we're watching this and we're like, no, she's into this too. Like you could tell, she knows.
No, she knows what's up.
It's 100% obvious in like the opening scene.
And hey, if that's your thing, it's whatever, man. It's like if that's how they like to express their love for each other, then go right ahead, kiddos. I guess.
Oh, she was later the mom in 13 Reasons Why.
Oh, awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. But yeah, this movie, it has an overall creepy vibe, like especially when you get into the murder scenes. We only see one actual murder here. Like the other deaths that occur are a bit more accidental. And another death is kind of seen off screen. We don't actually see it happen.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's the one he doesn't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that he doesn't remember. And I do like the whole thing between T. Ryder Smith and Eddie Furlong. Their whole chemistry is actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It's like, it's got that nice little almost Joker-esque, or even kind of like the Riddler a little bit. Like he feels very much like a Batman villain, kind of, right?
Yeah, like a Batman villain meets Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's as if Wes Craven made a Batman villain for his rogues gallery.
Yeah. It's like if you crossed Heath Ledger with Robert England.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, there is a lot of Freddy Krueger in this. Like without a doubt, it's just instead of dreams, we're just using the digital realm to kind of go in between these different worlds and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that if you're a horror fan, if this has gone under your radar, what the fuck's wrong with you? Pick this movie up. This movie is fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's not really that scary. I mean, I don't know. This kind of seems closer to like Monster Squad than it does.
Honestly, it does feel like a 90s Monster Squad type thing. It's just without the kids squad. You know, this time around.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more mature in tone, but
a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are our movie recommendations for this particular Director's Cut episode. Ash, I understand that you just released a episode on the newest Fire Emblem game.
That's right. So we did a game launch review with Andrew Orozco from Geek News Now and the DuoSense podcast.
Excellent.
Yeah, recommended to us by David Gramillion of Geek News Now. So he reached out to us, and I gave him our list, referred us to Andrew. Andrew, if you're listening, man, it was a great episode, totally good vibes. So, and list for our listeners, or for anybody that's interested in the world of gaming as well and is listening to Collateral Cinema, yeah, go check out Collateral Gaming. Go check out our latest episode on Fire Emblem Engage. It's a spoiler-free review, being our game launch, which is our analog to Collateral Cinema at the movies. Also, this month, we're supposed to have It Takes Two out. That was supposed to be like our numbered episode this month, a 2-part episode. So just, kind of having some struggle getting all of our co-hosts together to do it, and also getting time to play the game, because it does in fact take two. It's a 2-player game.
Oh, wow.
It cannot be played single player, so I have to wait for my buddy Zach to be available.
Damn it. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So I'm waiting on my buddy and co-host to play the game with, and then also trying to coordinate getting us, a time we can all record. But hopefully by the end of the month, we can have that out. I'd hate to bleed into February if we don't have to. And then we're also going to be doing our side before the end of the month, probably around the time that the Silent Hill episode comes out, as mentioned earlier. On the Collateral Gaming side, we want to do a look at the Silent Hill games. So Silent Hill 1 and Silent Hill Homecoming mainly, kind of the duality of Silent Hill, good and bad.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to check out the Silent Hill movie that was released in the 2000s with Vern from Cinema Recall on Collateral Cinema.
Right.
It was a very interesting movie that actually really held up well.
Yeah, we know. But when we watched it, you and I, we watched it just the other day, and actually, I was impressed by it. It's been a while since you'd seen it before, huh?
Yeah. So yeah, definitely look for that. That's coming up very, very soon.
Yeah, and so that's going to actually be a collab episode, and then we're going to have another collab episode next month, because next month is our Miikiversary month. Not only are we doing Audition Redux, but we're also going to be doing the Ace Attorney Takashi Miike movie on Collateral Cinema, and that as well is going to be a collab on the Collateral Gaming side. We're going to go over the Ace Attorney trilogy, and that's our 2-part numbered episode for the month. So
awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I was talking with you and Robert, saying, maybe we should do something kind of Valentine's Day themed for the Director's Cut next month.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of fail to remember what we talked about. I don't remember.
I just pitched the idea in the chat, but we should do like, rom-coms or something. Or maybe something like maybe like where we can find like horror.
Oh yeah, we could always do My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can always do that. But yeah, that's what's coming up for both of these podcasts. we should have all of the links to our socials and to all the different podcatcher apps that we are on in our show notes. So you can check all of them out there. With that, I'm Bo Maddox.
And I'm Ashley Chancellor.
And this was the director's cut. And yeah, check out all these movies. These are all really, really cool films.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking A. And Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter and all cops are bastards.
Collateral Cinema is a Collateral Media podcast. All music and movie clips are owned by their respective creators and are used for educational purposes only. Please don't sue us. We're poor.